Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Sunday Afternoon Smokes, your casual conversation podcast from the Upstate of South Carolina. My name is Chris. I'm your host. I'm a realtor. I'm also the owner and operator of The Cigar Box, a mobile cigar bar that serves the Upstate and beyond. Most conversations are enjoyed over a cigar while I interview the local entrepreneurs, business professionals, and entertainers that make the greater Greenville area one of the most popular places to live in the country. Today, I have the privilege of sitting down with Matt and Amy Buxbaum. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Buxbaum, all right. With Matt and Amy Buxbaum, and the way I do my podcast is I like to let my guests introduce themselves. So you two take a second or a minute, say hey, say as much or as little about yourself as you like, and then we'll jump in.
All right. Well, I am Amy, obviously. We're from Ohio.
Okay.
We moved down here in 2011. We've got two daughters, adult daughters, both out of the house. So it's just us now. Moved out to TR when everybody was out. And that's where we're at now.
I'm Matt, again from Ohio, born in Cleveland, Ohio. Moved here in 2011, like she said. Two daughters off payroll, which is good. I'm an engineer by trade, and then we run the Firepit business. Actually, Amy does most of it now. Turned into a very good fabricator. So, over the last 3 years, business has been good, and it continues to get better. And,
Sweet.
It's fun. That's
Yeah,
the part.
no
If it
doubt.
got to a point where it wasn't fun, then, why do it?
Right. Yeah. If it's not fun, you're right. Why are you doing it? So you said you moved from Ohio to South Carolina in 2007. 2011. And then maybe you can correct me if I'm misunderstanding. Your daughters are now out of the house and you moved to TR?
Yeah, we've been out here 4 years. 4 years.
Okay, so when you moved here from Ohio, where did you come to?
We went to the Five Forks area. The only thing we knew was Simpsonville because Matt's Aunt Rose and his cousin Sam, and he has two cousins who have since moved towards, well, one's in Columbia, one's Augusta, but all we knew was Simpsonville. So we came down here and started there. And now every time we go out that way, we're like, oh my God, we're so glad we don't live out there.
Yeah.
We used to get on our bikes and go riding all country roads, nothing going on. And now, it's development.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of change in the last 14 years.
Oh, yeah.
And so you left Ohio, you came down to Simpsonville, and then 4 years ago you moved to Travelers Rest.
Well, in between there, we were on the east side of Greenville, which we actually liked. We lived off of Hudson Road on the east side, and we liked it there. But we both grew up, I grew up on 17 acres, and our woods went back to a wildlife preserve. So that's what I was used to. The same for Matt. His family had moved down towards southern Ohio, and they lived out on some acreage. So we knew this is where we wanted to land eventually. The neighborhood was great when we had the girls, but that was for them. We're not really neighborhood people. We were
we don't like people.
Put us in the woods.
I don't either.
That is not true. That's not true. We just don't want them too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's a mixed bag. People can be just great, and people can be awful, all at the same time. And so, I'm grateful for the house that I have, that my wife and I have, but it's in one of those new construction communities, just like it was back in California. I moved here from California in 2019. So everybody's just boop, 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 right on top of each other. You got a very small lot, and you don't have much of a yard to speak of. And so, when I pulled into your driveway off of the road here, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of my idea of what's really good. So I'm excited. number one, I'm happy for you that you have this. Y'all have done a fantastic job with your lot and the things going on here, just with the space. You know, when I was a kid growing up in Texas in 1989, my mom and dad went in with my grandparents and they bought 20 acres of just raw land in Texas, and there was lakefront property.
Oh.
And so every weekend we were up there just running the woods, man. You know, had acres to play on, four-wheelers, fishing, all that stuff. And so, you know, whenever I grew up and, you know, started, I guess, adult life, and I had friends, or even in previous marriage, we'll talk about going camping, I was ruined on it. Like, I don't want to go to a campground where you have this little, and there's 50 other tents everywhere. Not when you grow up and you've got 20 acres to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. That was the best. Like, growing up how I did, I had 2 older brothers, and we have since, like, after we moved, my parents moved 6 months after we did. My mother actually lives right next door, but which is great. Hi, Mom. But I had gone back, and so we went back, and it was like a family with young kids. They had some older, like teenagers, and some little ones. And so I went to the door and I introduced myself. I said, "Would you mind if we just walked through the woods?" So were you with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the 4 of us with the girls, we walked through the woods and, you know, just talked about, like, oh, this is where we build this fort, and we did this and this and this, you know. And there were these old birdhouses that my dad had made, and he had since passed. So I went back to the door and I said, "Would you mind if I took one of the birdhouses from the woods?" And I start crying, because we're back there and we see, like, these forts and the stuff that the kid, like, they were truly enjoying living there. And, you know, kids today don't want to play outside. They want to be on the phones, on the games, all of that. So to see that, it was just, like, so touching.
Yeah.
That they were taking full advantage of living where they lived and doing the things we did growing up. And then I came to find out that my oldest brother had also gone back to the house, and the parents were home then. They weren't there when I was there, and they had him come in, and you know, he walked through, and there are certain things that my dad had built. He built the whole house, and he started crying, and these people are gonna think we're all crazy.
No, not at all.
But yeah,
It's just that there's something very sentimental about that, to go back. It's been, I don't even remember the last time I was back in Southeast Texas, and just to drive down the street I grew up on and park and look at the house that I was a boy in.
Oh, yeah.
3018 Charles Avenue.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Yellow front door.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, red brick house.
yeah,
It'll mess you up, man.
yeah. It gets you for sure.
Especially if you had good childhood memories.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had a fabulous childhood.
yeah.
Yeah, I really did.
Yep.
Yeah, I did too.
So, I'm a little bit out of sorts here, which is totally fine. Just, you know, I told you before we started recording, like, the last section of the podcast is like, who are you as people? But we're obviously deep in it, you know. So we're gonna stick on this tangent. So, how do you wind up coming from Ohio to South Carolina?
Well, that's an interesting one. So we lived in Youngstown, Ohio at the time, and I worked for General Electric. And I worked out of Erie, Pennsylvania. So I commuted up from Youngstown to Erie, which was 100 miles one way. So I was doing that for years. And then there was another factory just a little east of us where we manufactured diesel engines for locomotives. A little closer, but still a commute. But we had, I think, 45 straight days of snow. And I remember sitting at the kitchen table, and she's like, I can't remember what you said, but essentially it was like, I can't take this anymore. I'm like, can't take what? You know, and she's like, we got to get out of here. And she asked me if there are any GE factories down south. And I said, well, my manager, one of my manager's manager used to work at the facility here in Greenville. I said, I know there's one in Greenville. And I didn't know anything about it except my aunt and cousins lived here. So I think you asked me.
It was when I was in Florida.
Yeah, you asked me if I can request permission to move down here. So I did. And he looked at me, he goes, I don't care. So we moved down here. We paid for our own move, of course, because the company wasn't going to pay for that.
Yeah.
And we came down one weekend and we bought a house, if I remember right, in Simpsonville.
Yeah.
Or we bid on a house.
Yeah. And we were sitting at Falls Park and it was a bidding war. Like sitting at Falls Park, just waiting to go to the airport to go back home. And the realtor called and she's like, you got it. And we sold our house the same weekend. Like we had never been to Greenville, came for one weekend, bought a house, sold a house, and went for it.
Packed up the U-Haul and
best thing we ever did.
Wow.
Yeah.
By far.
Got out of Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ohio winters are tough.
Well, 45 days of snow doesn't sound pleasant.
No, it's not. From November to essentially April, it's just cloudy or snow or rain 5-6 days a week.
It's cloudy all the time. When we moved here, our younger daughter was 7. Peyton was 7. Logan was 11. And when we first moved, the house we had bought, they weren't ready to get out. So we had to spend 3 weeks at an apartment on Verde. And I could remember Peyton was like, Mom, she goes, why is the sky so blue? Like she didn't know the sky was supposed to be blue because it was always gray.
Just gloomy.
Yeah.
In Ohio.
Yeah.
So one interesting fact, there was an arsenal about, I don't know, it was like 40 minutes from us, an arsenal that the U.S. Army owned, and it was like 15 miles by 15 miles. And that's where they used to store bombs during World War II. It's still an arsenal today, still owned by the U.S. Army. But the reason they put that there was because it had one of the highest numbers of cloudy days during the course of the year. So if we were bombed by the enemy, the chances of them finding clear skies was less. So it just tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
That's
cloudy.
interesting.
Yeah. Cloudy.
Yeah.
So they built an arsenal there to protect themselves from bombs.
Okay.
From being bombed, I should say.
Sure. Yeah. It just helps with radar cover, more or less. So you're working for GE, and you said just when you introduced yourself that you're an engineer by trade. So, I mean, what kind of engineer are we talking about?
So I graduated from Youngstown State, degree in industrial manufacturing engineering. And I worked for GE for about 26 years. And I work for Westinghouse Air Brake Company now. But I'm going back to GE here in next month. But I've been in manufacturing my whole life between work for GE Lighting, making incandescent light bulbs. You know where incandescent went.
Right.
Went away, just like the sort of the cassette tape.
Yeah.
GE Transport. Oh, go ahead.
Well, they had incandescent was great, and then was it during the Biden administration that they got rid of that, and it had to be LED? But that's now over, and incandescent is back.
Incandescent isn't back. It's I mean, you could buy some, but all the factories that were here in the U.S., there were, at least when I was working for them, there were probably 25 factories here in the U.S. I think there's one that's left. Actually, it's in Hendersonville, North Carolina, about 45 minutes north of here. So no, it went away, and they started importing lighting products from Asia for the most part.
So what are our light bulbs that we use?
LEDs.
It's all LEDs.
It used to be those weird looking, they called them CFLs, compact fluorescents, the one that were like spiral shaped. So those came into the market back in, I don't know, the late 2000s, and they didn't last long. They were ugly looking.
Yeah, I hated those things.
I did too. Yeah, but they were cheap. They were made in China, and then the LED technology took over. Then I went to GE Transportation, manufacturing locomotives. So pretty much every locomotive you see running, Norfolk Southern, CSX, BNSF, Union Pacific, are made by GE.
Okay.
out of Erie, Pennsylvania now. And, the other part, we opened a plant in Fort Worth. And that's why I told you I used to go to Fort Worth. So there was another assembly plant we opened in Fort Worth, Texas as well. Really cool technology. Really, really cool machines. Did that for about 7 years. Went to GE Gas Turbine when I was down here and did that. And then GE Renewable Energy, which was wind turbines, which,
Yeah.
they're really cool when you see them afar, but when you get up to them, they're like, these are real ugly. But I mean, it serves a need
Yeah.
for people, right? It's renewable energy. It, helps with the environment. So I guess that's a cool part of it too.
Sure.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've done everything for GE. I mean,
Everything except aircraft engine,
uh-huh.
which is a big part of the business.
So but you said you're in a month you're headed back
Yes.
to GE.
I am. Yeah.
More engineering, obviously.
Yep.
But are you getting into? Are you gonna going back? Are you busting into that one facet, the aircraft that you haven't done yet?
Nah, there was actually a point here in Piedmont, GE Aviation. So GE kind of like, sold off all of its businesses over the last couple of years, and the only one that's left is GE Aviation.
Okay.
GE I'm going to is GE Vernova, which is the energy business.
Okay.
Which is on Garlington. It's one of their main plants here globally, in North America. The other plant's in Schenectady, New York. But it's a great company. It's good people, smart people, very well respected company. So I enjoyed my time when I was there. And
yeah.
One of the main reasons I'm going back.
Nice. So Matt's background, manufacturing, engineering. Amy, you're on the artistic side, mural work. You've got, we were talking about before the show, you were saying you were listening to the podcast with Jeff Pence from Magic Rooster, and you said that's your shop.
It is.
So when you go, so what you've got, the tattoos you have there on your right arm, is that your stuff? You're like, this is what I did. I brought it in. I'll put this on me. Or is that just?
No, that was, no, Chris Glover is my artist. And he came up with it. And it was like 4 sessions. And I have both, like this is on my daughter, Logan. That's on Logan's wrist. And then these butterflies are on my daughter Peyton's ribs.
Okay.
So I have something from each of my girls.
Yeah.
Like that we have the same.
That's cool.
And then I have, just for his birthday, every time he makes a card for us, he draws this dog.
It's very artistic.
There it is. So every card has some iteration of that dog. So
that's awesome, though.
So for his birthday, well, it was supposed to be for his birthday. I had my appointment scheduled, and then of course Helene. So they had no electricity, so he couldn't tattoo. So I had to end up going back later. But for the longest time, I had to wear a tall, fuzzy sock, while it healed before I showed him. But so yeah, now I have Matt's dog.
I imagine that was hard to keep secret.
I know.
Healed up.
My tall, fuzzy socks.
Yeah.
Pretty artistic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's high level,
Well, when I was getting it done, one of the other tattoo artists came over and he looked at it, and I could see that he was thinking of a good way to say it. And he was just like, so tell me about this.
Right. Yeah. Well, I just asked about your tattoo artwork, as your mural work and your artist work, your background. I didn't know if that was you did that and you wanted them to put it on you.
No, that was all Chris. He's just so good. So I let him just run with it.
Right. So where does the mural work for you begin?
That started, first, I graduated from Ohio State with a teaching degree. So I taught art for a few years. And then when we had our first child, I stayed home. So when both girls were ready to go to preschool, I started painting murals. And I did that for about 10 years in Ohio. Loved it. I mean, did a lot of residential. I did some commercial, some industrial. Loved it. So that's where it started. And then when we moved here, I kind of gave that up. Like a lot of it is, word of mouth. And that's pretty much where everything came from. I'm back then it was like yellow pages. Remember? For real phone books that your mama would hit you with. So, I remember going through all that, but everything was word of mouth. So, here I've done a couple for like friends that I know, the Zen Rabbit Yoga up on Main Street.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Zen Rabbit Yoga.
Yeah, that's Abby Garcia. She's awesome. She teaches yoga camper down Monday nights. But anyway, when she opened her studio, I just said, if you need anything done, I said, I'd love to do it for you. And so it was just fun to do that. And
so what'd you do?
It's a big, it's kind of like this big vortex thing. And then it's got these like things that come off. It's very abstract. And then there's like some birds and then a flower in the corner. It's super cool.
There's a rabbit in there.
It was her idea. There's no rabbit.
There's no rabbit in the Zen Rabbit Yoga.
No, there is no rabbit. No, but so yeah, that's it. But I've had jobs like I worked at Trader Joe's for, I don't know, 5-6 years.
Probably, yeah.
As a sign artist. So if you don't know, like all the signs in Trader Joe's are handmade. Nothing is printed from a computer or like it's all handmade. So I did that for several years. And then even when I worked at Cycle Bar, there's a big red wall and I got to do all the artwork on the wall. So it's like I got to do a little bit to kind of satisfy that creative side of me. And then even with the fire pits, like our minds work so differently. Obviously, like engineering mind, artistic mind.
Order, disorder.
No?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. Well, that's.
Yeah, I'm more just.
Also super.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I am, yeah.
Well, I just think from a work perspective, engineering's very.
Yeah, you would think. But we're totally not like with house stuff. Like he'll make fun of me if I do anything outside. Like I have this string that I always lay out to make sure my lines are perfully straight.
Spice alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Which is good, I guess.
Don't make that face.
No. Well, spices in alphabetical order is great. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to put, I used to hang all my shirts in proper color, Rootsie Biz.
Totally.
Yeah, this should be.
That's how mine are.
Like that. Yeah.
And this is this little side note that also, so you know how like you have stuff you never wear. So every year I hang my hangers backwards. And then as I wear it, then I just hang it normal. Right? So after a year, if it's still hanging backwards and I haven't worn it for a year, then I get rid of it.
Okay.
It's a great way to get rid of stuff.
That's fair.
You're looking at me.
No. I was just, when you say I hang my hangers backwards, I don't know how you just turn it around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
But yeah, my clothes are hanging in color order.
No, I don't, as they should.
Right.
I'm totally with you. Don't look in my closet. I will be ashamed of myself. All right. Well, here's a question for you. Obviously, putting your shirts or whatever it is you're wearing in color order, is easy with solids. But when you get into stuff with patterns in different colors, are you just choosing that out by whatever's the dominant color?
Yes.
And then okay.
Yes. I just had a flannel shirt that was red and white and black. So I put it with the blacks, but I put it at the front of the blacks because it's not solid.
Do blacks go in the very last?
Yes.
Okay. And whites in the very front? Is this how they work? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I used to do that. It's been a while.
I don't.
Yeah.
Just put it on the hanger.
Yeah, well, see, this should be, so your shirt's in color order, black at the back. All right, here's a question, because I don't know. Where do browns go? Middle?
Browns go between purple and gray.
Okay. Browns between purple and gray. All right. And then your short sleeve should not intermingle with long sleeve.
No. Tank tops, short sleeve, long sleeve.
Long sleeve. By the way, I think it's a fashion crime if you wear a short sleeve dress shirt and a tie.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Just if you're listening and you're wearing that, stop.
Take it off.
Either wear a polo or get a long sleeve dress shirt and put on a tie. But short sleeve dress shirts and ties, you're not helping anybody.
What about a bow tie?
I'm down with it. I used to wear bow ties before they were back in fashion until I grew my beard out because now you couldn't see it.
What about the sock tie?
A what?
The what?
The sock tie.
What's that?
They were popular back in the 80s. Never heard of the sock tie? No.
I think you made that up.
No.
I'm serious. The sock tie.
Is it
a regular necktie?
It's like a square, almost looks like it was knit, like a sock.
Oh, yeah. That's not my favorite.
No, they were.
And I really dislike the skinny ties. They're just real thin all the way down.
Yeah.
I don't like those. But, nobody asked me for fashion advice.
You should.
I agree. If you sit with me, you're on the cutting edge of fashion.
Right.
Big beards before they were cool, bow ties before they were cool. I'm always ahead of the game, But I am wholly ignorant about art, just so you know. So I asked this question so you know where I'm coming from. Because there's all kinds of art out there, but you do mural work, which I don't know, is that just a bigger version of painting on a canvas? Oops. Yeah. Painting on a canvas? Like, how do you approach it?
I mean, I had a lot of it in Ohio. A lot was kids' rooms. But then I also did, like, there was a Toys R Us distribution facility, and they had me do the whole song, like the lyrics of the song. I painted all the way around the lobby.
The Toys R Us jingle?
Yes.
Really?
So a lot of it was lettering. Really anything. It's anything.
Yeah. So do you still look for that kind of work?
I don't. I actually just had somebody ask me about it. But no, I mean, it was like the mural thing and the fire pit thing. I was going to make a go of it again with the murals, and then fire pits was starting.
Yeah.
And then the fire pits took off so much that I was like, all right, well, I can't do both.
Sure.
So I let that go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
I don't, because I love the fire pits, and I love, like, I still get to do, we've had a couple things where I've gotten to be creative. We did a gate for Juniper. Have you ever been to Juniper? It's the restaurant at the top of the AC Hotel rooftop, but you come up the elevator. It's awesome. Like, for a special occasion, like, you got to go. But when you come up the elevator, they change it seasonally, and the elevator doors open, and there's always like greenery depending on the season. And there's like, the restaurant is ahead of you, and then to the left, they have like rooms you could rent for events and such. So they wanted a gate to close the restaurant off so people couldn't just wander in when they were not open. So when we did the gate, like, perfect example, because he did the structural part, but they wanted, like, there's vines through the gate, and like leaves and butterflies and dragonflies and birds, all made of steel. So he did the structure, and I did the cutting out. We have a plasma cutter, and it's manual. It's not a CNC.
Okay.
So it's like drawing with fire. It's the coolest thing. So stuff like that, it's like I still get to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
And even stuff around the house. Like, we're having that building built, and now that rock wall is there, and we need something to block the garden off. And so I'm going to make some sort of like steel design.
So you're taking your art, and it's not just about paint now, but it's about steel. Or you've done some wood. And some woodworking. But you also said that you did a sign for a local riverfront. Airbnb.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a couple guys own a business where they do these Airbnbs, and is it on the Saluda River?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. And so they bought a fire pit for the Airbnb, and then they had me make a big shoot. I think it's like 3 feet, maybe. It's a big circular thing, and it has like the river and a tree line. And then on top of it, with a different type of steel, I made a script GVL. So that sits on top. It came out cool. But
Nice.
the way they set it up is really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I've seen, just watching, stuff on YouTube, guys working with plasma cutters, and it's just so cool.
I love
Like,
it.
it's just this handheld, and you're just,
Oh,
like
that's my favorite thing.
freehanding
Yes.
this cut,
Yeah. I love it.
Sparks, heat, fire.
all the things.
No, it's,
What's not to like?
you go down there and it's like you play some music, you get creative. The fire pits I enjoy making, anything used for cooking meat. Love cooking meat over the fire.
It's the best way.
It's the best.
It is
There's no difference. There's no comparison between a Weber grill that uses propane or cooking on oak.
Hickory.
Not even comparable.
No,
No.
there's like when I cook on that Weber, if it's raining out or whatever. we're like,
No. I know. He'll say to me, he's like, I think I'm just going to cook it on the grill. And I'm like, meh.
I cook on that thing probably like 3 times a week at least.
Yeah.
Over wood.
The flavor that wood imparts to food is just, it's unbelievable. And the method, and I mean, like you said, there is no comparison between a propane grill and
None.
cooking a steak or whatever you're cooking over red oak or white oak or whatever it is you happen to be using, oak, hickory. Yeah, it's just,
It's good. Chicken thighs,
Yeah.
it's the best part of the bird.
chicken thighs, and salmon. You get a nice smoke it for a while. You drop it on those coals for like a minute on each side. Get it crispy. The inside's still rare.
So
That's
good.
good stuff.
That sounds
That's
exciting.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff.
I'm with you on all that stuff. Cooking with fire is, well, number one, it is the oldest form of cooking. I mean, this is how people have been doing it since the beginning of time. Propane grills are a relatively new invention.
They're
So
convenient.
it's just
they're
been,
convenient.
they are.
There's no comparison.
there is no comparison.
No.
And I honestly think, I had a discussion similar to this with somebody else a few podcasts ago, but smoking meats, if you have a smoker that is with an offset firebox and you are using actual wood, they are hands down better than the pellets.
Oh yeah. I fabricated one a couple months ago.
An offset?
An offset. Yep. Chicken thighs came out phenomenal. 200 degrees for about 2.5 hours. That steady flow of smoke coming through out the stack.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it.
Not with a
No,
stick, man.
No, you can't beat it.
I'm jealous. I'm not jealous. I have an offset smoker, but I haven't been able to use it in a while, and hopefully I'll be able to use
But
it.
it's therapy. When you go home
It
from
is.
work, you get home from work, you start a fire, you grab a beverage, whatever you want, a beer, a glass of wine. You sit out there, you throw some meat on it, take a half hour or whatever, enjoy your beverage, sit in front of a fire, cook some meat. Everybody's happy. Amy's happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, what you're describing to me right now is my optimal setting for smoking a cigar.
Right, exactly. Same thing. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That is my. There's a couple of places that I would say would compete for number one. What you just described, on the patio or wherever it happens to be, you've got a nice piece of meat of your choosing in the smoker. You're tending the fire. You've got your beverage of choice. You've got a cigar, maybe you're reading a magazine, maybe you're just kind of listening to a podcast or iTunes or whatever it is you want to do. That is my happy place.
It is. It's kind of like winding down the day, right?
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Number 2 or number 1, depending on my mood, would be a cigar on a pontoon boat on Lake Kiwi.
Yeah.
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 That's the other.
That's nice. That's nice,
pretty good too.
Yeah. Those are my two places. And I mean, I guess the other one would be with friends around a fire pit, a campfire, especially if it's in the fall.
Oh yeah.
Or the winter.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
And that is
It is. Smell of leaves, the smell of smoke.
so good.
It is.
You really can't you really can't beat that. Well, let me just take a moment and ask you, if you were going to throw a party and wanted to create an elegant atmosphere, including cigars, would you rather just buy a few boxes and sit them out on the table, or would you rather exude class, sophistication, and elegance? That's exactly what the cigar box brings to you. Arriving in a classy, custom-built teardrop trailer that actually functions as a rolling humidor, we offer a curated selection of premium cigars and a sophisticated ambiance, all delivered to your location. Whether it's a private party, corporate event, or just a gathering of friends, we will work tirelessly to make your effort go from great to memorable. Book your mobile cigar bar experience today by visiting mobilecigarbox.com. Fill out the booking inquiry form, and I will be in touch with you as soon as possible. Also, if you have not heard about the GoFundMe I set up to help with my wife's medical recovery and you'd like to help us out, simply visit GoFundMe, search Support Jennifer Stewart's Medical Recovery. The link will be posted in the show notes, and it's also posted in my bio, in my social media profiles. So thank you so much for that. So we kind of got on to Greenville Fire Pit Nights. It's been brought up a few times. Just talk about it, around the campfire. You two are the creators, owners of Greenville Fire Pit Nights. How did that happen?
It was his idea.
Yeah, the original thought was to come up with a business to rent fire pits. So, basically show up at an event, party, wedding. We'd show up, we'd start the fire, we'd tend the fire. And we started doing that, and we started getting requests for, hey, do you sell these? We really like the appearance of them, and that wasn't the original business model.
It was just a rental for a party.
A rental for a party, right? And
that's cool that you show up and actually tend it.
Yeah. I tell you what, when we first started doing some weddings, that was like, you show up, you get paid, everybody's happy, you grab a drink, you eat food.
That's the exact same thing that I do.
You get paid.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's just fun.
And it was fun. You meet some. I think the best part for me was not necessarily the money. It was more of the
it's not the
enjoyment.
Yeah.
And the people you met.
Yeah.
The people you met was like really, really interesting people,
For sure.
I think that was we love doing the weddings.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody comes up, people want to be around the fire, people want to hang out, have a drink, and you start chit-chatting about whatever. And
well, fire is so communal.
Before you know it, the night's over. It's like, what happened to the time?
Mm-hmm. So you start with the idea that this is going to be a service that people will pay for whatever the event happens to be. And then the question becomes, hey man, do you sell these things?
Yeah. And then we're like, all right, we need to sort of pivot and change our business model. Let's start fabricating fire pits, and we have our sources for steel. A lot of it's local. All the steel is manufactured here in the U.S. and some mill. We have, the welding tables, we have the welder, we have plasma cutter, drill press, benders, sanders, everything we need to get going. So I
Nice.
taught her how to weld. I got her a class. We all took a class at a local tech school, rented some booth space with one of the certified instructors. And, she's thing about her, she's got a very steady hand.
So the beads are good.
So the beads are good. Yeah.
That's coming from a guy who's never welded a thing in his life.
Yeah.
JB Weld. This is my
Stacking dimes, right?
Yeah.
But no, she loves doing it, and it's fun. It really is. It's fun doing.
So your business, actually, let me stop here and say this before we get any farther into that. Let us know. I mean, obviously, we know what you do. You have two parts of your business. You still do the rental, right? But you also sell fire pits, or well, not just sell, but you fabricate and then sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if number one, if people want to follow you on social media, how do they do that? Like, what's your handle? And if they want to reach out to you about either, renting you for an event or purchasing a fire pit, what's the best way for them to do that?
Our website has everything on it. It's firepitnights.com. The rentals is pretty much just reach out, email, or call me, and we'll set that up. Socials, we have an Instagram, and it's GVL Firepit Nights.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like I don't do Facebook. So, most things come from the website, and then some from Instagram, and then a lot also from, when we do go to an event, then we'll get follow up from that. Yeah, we get a lot of word of mouth. We do a couple shows during the year. We do the Southern Home and Garden Show. That's always a really good one. And the other one that's been a lot of fun and we've got a lot of business from is the Camperdown Christmas Market. We've gotten a lot of business from that, and it's just really well done and well put together. Southern Roots Reunion.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. We've been doing that every year. That was our third year. We love.
Yeah, this was year number 4. 3, 4. Yeah, I've been in all 4 of them.
The first one. Yeah, but we love that. And we always go, night before they host the families.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go that night and we start a fire for the kids to do s'mores and stuff. That's just that whole thing. Like, it's such a great organization, such a good event. Love that.
Talk about the food.
Yeah.
God.
That food is awesome.
It's great.
That food is awesome.
I love it.
And you can just eat like a
yeah, drink like a pig.
Yeah, you can. It's great.
It's really good.
I need to see if I can get. I think it's Jeff Ryan.
Yeah.
I need to see if I can get him to come on the podcast.
Oh, he'd be a good one.
It'd be fun.
He's a good guy.
But yeah, I mean, I had followed y'all for a long time on Instagram, and then actually met you for the first time at Southern Roots this last year.
Yeah.
Or just a few months ago, or 8 months ago.
April.
I don't know. Yeah. And so here we sit on the podcast, and that's fun. So if people, everything they need to know about Fire Pit Nights, they can find on your website.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's well done. Actually, Kate DeVar, who lives next door over here. I got my mom over there. I got Kate over here. Kate does our website.
It looks great.
She's awesome. Well, I had done it first. And of course, I am so not technical by any means. I don't want to know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. But I had asked her, I said, will you just look at it and tell me if you have suggestions? And she's like, if you want, I'll just do it for you, which I took as a very nice, subtle hint. And I said, absolutely. So she just took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
Super happy with what she did with it.
Well, it looks great. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it's a great website.
Yeah.
Everybody can view your products, look at your gallery, contact. Got your little email right there and a link to your social media on there. I always like to ask entrepreneurs how they came up with the name for their business. Yours is very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
As is mine.
Yeah.
The cigar box.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's no confusion. There's no mystique.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, how did you come up with Fire Pit Nights?
I honestly, it was just exactly that. Like, it had to be something that if you are looking for a fire pit, like, you're gonna find it. You know, like, at first I was thinking like, oh, is there a way to like work our name in there? But why? You know, like, that wouldn't mean anything to anybody but us.
Right.
So it had to be very straightforward, which, like, I was thrilled that wasn't already snatched up. That's why the Instagram is GVL Fire Pit Nights, because Fire Pit Nights on Instagram was already snagged. So
yeah, I learned that lesson, and entrepreneurs will. And so if you're listening to the podcast and you're thinking about starting a business, before you choose your name, what you need to do is go on social media, look for what you want, see if it's taken. Go to go online to any domain host, right? Search and see if you can get the URL you want. And of course, go to your state's whoever, I forget who you file with to file the name of your LLC. You need to make sure that it's available.
right.
Yeah, you know, because I know a lot of people learned that the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Imagine like getting so far into it, then you're like, oh, well, shoot.
Right.
Yeah.
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 It totally can be problematic. So what, this business, you launched it about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that right?
22. Yep.
2022. You launched. So, how long until people start asking you if you sell?
It was
It was like right
It was
away.
immediately, yeah. It was immediately.
I remember the very first wedding we did.
Yeah, true.
The bride's
That's the
mother.
schoolhouse, yeah.
Yeah, who did actually, the bride ended up buying one for her and surprising her some months later. And it was cute because she videotaped it.
Yeah.
Like her mom walking out. And then when she saw it, she was like, ah! Like, she was like super, you know, vocal. And it was very fun to see.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm in that boat. I definitely want to pick one of those up. I'm gonna see if I can swing it before fall rolls around, because I need one of those.
If you need any wood.
On my, yeah. Well, you know what?
You know what? That was the silver lining for
Leap.
right?
Oh yeah.
Halloween. So we had probably 25
Oh, so many
on
trees.
the property, and a lot of them were hardwood. So
Yeah.
I mean, cut it, split it.
Yep.
You know, we got piles of wood everywhere.
Well, I know. Well, see, one of my questions in the show notes that I had for you is where you source your cured wood from, and then I pull in, and I'm like,
There it is.
there it is. And in my mind, I was like, that's Hurricane Helene.
It was. But you know what? If you want to find wood, people advertise all the time.
Yeah.
Tree falls down.
Well,
Pick it up free of charge.
Anywhere around here, anytime a severe thunderstorm rolls through the upstate of South Carolina, just throw your chainsaw on the back of your car, back of your truck, and drive around.
Yeah.
You could find it.
You'll find it.
Easy, free.
Yeah,
You gotta put the
100%.
work into
Well, sure.
cutting and splitting it.
There's in my personal life, there are and outside of smoking a cigar, and sometimes I've done these at the same time, but there are to me fewer things more therapeutic than chopping wood. Something about a man in an axe.
Actually, and this like really killed me. So I bought a log splitter last year, and I've always done it by hand because you're right, it's very therapeutic.
It was a blow to his ego.
And the only reason I did it was because I started getting tennis elbow.
Yeah.
So when you start swinging that axe, it started flaring up. I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. So I bought a splitter.
That's hard.
It's very hard. It's like getting, it just like takes something away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, because I've always done it by hand. Even growing up in Ohio, we used to have a wood burner and we'd split it by hand and heat the house.
It's just it's a place where a man, or a woman for that matter, but it's a place where a man, you don't have to think about it.
That's like stacking wood.
Yeah.
It's like cutting and stacking wood. It's like, it's mindless work.
Yeah.
Most of the work I do, you have to think. Like at work, I have to think all day long, and I enjoy it. But it's also fun where you don't have to think and you just do.
Yeah,
right?
you just
Just
do,
labor.
and you can spend your time thinking about what you want to think about. Whether it's
True.
you can talk to
Good point.
yourself about your life, where you're at, decisions you need to make. You can be philosophical. If you're spiritual, you can spend that time in prayer. There's so much you can do, but it's just that repetitive, mindless work that is also, by the way, a really good workout.
It is very good.
Is swinging that axe, especially if you're swinging one with a weighted head.
You know, if you had a really bad day at work, you could think about
right. That's 100% fair. So, but I understand, like, you can't keep swinging an axe when you got tennis elbow.
Yeah, no, it just wasn't working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I will say, after getting that, I'm like, this is really nice.
I've used a log splitter before. But yeah, if I had the choice, just give me an axe.
And even the tractor.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a tractor sitting back there. And she's really,
I love the tractor.
She's really grown affectionate towards the tractor.
Does the tractor have a name?
She doesn't.
No.
Okay. I didn't know how affectionate we are towards the tractor.
It's just, instead of throwing it in the wheelbarrow and pushing it up the hill, you put it in the front bucket and you drive it up the hill.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting lazy.
Work smarter.
Lazy, yeah.
Not harder.
Yeah.
Well, there just comes, Father Time catches up to all of us.
Yeah.
And, just some things just aren't as easy as they used to be.
I mean, there's technology out there. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you had to make a pretty quick pivot at the beginning of your business because the idea, like you said, we're going to do this thing. It's going to be rental. And then right out of the gate, it's like, all right, people want to buy these.
Yeah.
So now there's a quick pivot. Are you having to pivot elsewhere in the first few years, or is...
No, I mean, it almost went like, only rental to only sales.
Mm.
And for a while, I mean, it probably not a whole year, but there were several months that we didn't do the rentals. We were only selling.
You're too busy building?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, we started with the rentals again. And, if we've done some fun events with that. We did what was that? What was the ball at the hotel, at Hotel Hartness, Ronald McDonald House?
Yeah.
Gala. We did that. Loved that. And since then, the hotel has rented pits for like special guests coming in, and they must have requested one. Yeah. So they rented one for a few days, and events like that are fun. Breweries.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
Double Stamp we've done.
Yeah, we've been to Double Stamp quite a bit. But so now it's a nice mix. Like, of course, the sales year round, and then fall and winter, of course.
It's a busy season.
It is a very busy season. Yeah, I remember, I'd come home from work. There have been a couple of times where I pull in the driveway. She's down there, and there's a log jam of cars, trucks down there at the barn. I'm like, what are you doing?
There was one day he came home, and there were 4 people here at once, which never happens. Never, never, never. But he came home like they were literally driving through the grass to get out around each other. And he was like, what the hell? It was just a total fluke, but it was just so funny.
Yeah. So walk us through the process, man. Whenever you're sitting down, I say sitting down, but when you're sitting down to craft a fire pit from start to finish, what does that process look like?
Well, we have a couple distributors we buy the raw material from. Most of them are here in Greenville. We have, I'll even name them out. I mean, because they've been great to work with. There's a company in Greenville called Ideal. So they'll sell scrap and they also sell new. That's one of her favorite places to go because of the individuals that work there. She likes chit chatting with the with the labor there. Specialty Steel, another distributor in Piedmont. So there's some really good people here locally that we work with. We have a place up in Ohio. We have material shipped down. We'll get not a truckload, but an LTL, pick it up with a cross dock. So we get the raw material. I think the one thing we've done is with the sizes, I mean, we phased out a couple sizes that weren't very popular. But, we do have some sizes that it just keeps repeat business, right? We keep selling them.
I mean, you've got 4 here on your website. You've got a 24-inch elliptical, a 30-inch hemisphere, 48 elliptical, and 37 hemisphere. So these, I guess, just over the process of time and what people are wanting, these are kind of, this is the sweet spot.
It is.
Well, there's like 7 of them. You're probably
this is on the homepage, shop all products. Okay.
I think we had 9, and then we had these little 20-inch that we were like, let's just give it a go and see, thinking maybe like someone with like a little patio home or even to like take camping or whatever. And those didn't sell real great. So our 24 is the smallest. But then at Southern Roots, which I loved this, we put the 20s, we made lids for all of them, and we put a 20-inch fire pit with a lid, pardon me, $100, and 100% went to I Define. And all 4 of them sold.
Yeah.
Which I loved, because I feel like they were buying that because they knew where the money was going. So, so I loved that. So the 20 is out. So we have 24, and then the biggest is 48. That thing's a beast. It's like 200.
The elliptical?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big.
So you order your steel, and then what?
So we, round stock, pipe, steel. So, you cut the size, whatever it is, the angles, we figure it out, whatever works best. Handles. We buy the nameplates out of a company in Florida that specializes in making nameplates. We rivet those on. So it's basically I'd say the longest part is cutting everything to size.
Yeah.
That takes time for any project, any fabrication project. It's real important that you cut everything as closely to the dimensions you need, because it just comes out much better. I mean, the welding is much easier. Everything fits up really nice, but that's the part that really takes time. We were doing, switching off of fire pits, we were doing a number of bear resistant trash receptacles.
Right.
We had a bunch of sales up on Lake Lure.
Yeah.
It was mandatory that they confine their trash to something bears couldn't tear into, but we were busy doing those. Those were a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because there's so much material and so many cuts you got to make, but they were fun. I mean, we made one that was like 10 foot long, 9 feet.
It was huge.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And then we got a picture the very next week with bears sitting on top of it, trying to get into it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it worked.
It worked. Yeah.
So how do you make the bowls? I mean, obviously I see you've got round pipe stock, and that's simple. You get this round piece, you cut it to length, and you might have to bevel the top so it meets the belly flush.
So
how do you make a bowl?
We source that out. There's not many presses in the country that can do that. So that's I can't remember the tonnage offhand, but it's on the order of 50 tons. So the steel, you buy the plate steel and it gets pressed into a mold. So I mean you're talking for something like that, you're talking multi-millions of dollars to buy something like that. So we source that part out. Yeah.
We toured that. We toured the facility where those are pressed for us. It was awesome. Like the size of the machine that brings that down. So cool. It was really cool to see.
So I mean, they've got a solid steel plate that I'm sure they heat up, and then a mechanical press comes down.
Yep.
With the proper dimensions, just squashes it into a bowl.
And they've been I've known that company for a while, and I'm not going to disclose who they are.
Sure,
but,
that's fine.
They're phenomenal. Shout out to Sonia, the salesperson we deal with. She's been phenomenal with us. But no, they've been great to work with, and been very helpful with the business.
Yeah. So But in addition to making what you've got here, you're also providing accessories.
Oh yeah. Lots of grilling things, of course. Like it's to the point where now I just keep grill grates of every size ready to go. And the lids. I would say a little more than half of the people who buy a fire pit want a snuffer lid with it as well. So like down there now, like we have every fire pit has a corresponding lid and grill grate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, I mean, because I would love a lid for my piece of crap fire pit I have at home. You know, because it's just the end of the night, you want to cover it up. And then, you know, I've yet to ever clean that out, and I've owned it for almost 3 years now, and just it's rain and everything's just a brick in there. You know, so you can just put a lid on it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Done.
get wet. Yeah.
Yeah. Puts the fire out. Safety.
Yeah, and it doesn't get wet, and you
Yeah.
just clean it out the next time you're ready to use it. I look at this searing plate that you have online.
Yeah.
So it's got the crosshatch, whatever that's called. It's a great.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me, I was telling you before we started the show that, you know, when I was a kid, my mom and dad bought the 20 acres. And it just, so after we cleared some land, we cut a road down to the waterfront. And when I say cut a road, I mean literally with axes and chainsaws.
Wow.
And just carved our way down there. But, you know, those nights were some of the best. We would just, we'd build a fire. Dad would brought a few cinder blocks and just a grate almost just like this without that solid middle part. Throw it over the top of the fire, making burgers, making dogs, you know, and so you're creating not just a fire pit, but you're giving people the opportunity to do like the open fire cooking.
It's like a whole experience.
Yeah. The best, which I use, this is what I use every week. It's a Santa Maria grill. I wouldn't even call it a grill. So it's an apparatus, or you throw it inside the fire pit, and it's got the handle on it where you can raise and lower the rack.
Right.
So you can set the temperature at what you want. So like going back to my salmon example, you put that salmon high off the fire, let it smoke for 15 minutes, and then you put it right on the coals. Like
just lower it
down, put it right on the coals. Couple inches, you get it nice and crispy on both sides, but the inside is still rare.
Now, is that something that you have, or is that something you made?
We make.
You make it?
Oh yeah, we make them.
Is it?
It's not on there yet. I got it.
It will be soon. I don't know, quote unquote, soon.
No, the next one he makes, I said, I got to get a good picture, but someone had me come out yesterday, and she's surprising her husband for Father's Day. They just recently went to Argentina. So there's a Santa Maria grill and there's an Argentine grill. Argentina.
Yeah.
The only difference is the Argentine grill has a box, like a, you know, that you put your fire in the box. But they were in Argentina and they cooked over one of those, and now he's obsessed. And so she's surprising him.
I should have made you some
Santa
chicken.
Maria.
I should have made you some chicken.
It's all right, man. You gave me a glass of Lazy River bourbon. That's very generous. So, talk to us, or talk to me, and of course us as the listeners, about the differences, because you have what you're calling the elliptical fire pit, and then you have the hemisphere. So, like, is there an actual functional difference between the two as far as a fire, or is it just a different design?
There's advantages to both. I think most of it is just appearance wise. Like our best seller is the 30-inch hemisphere. And just to look at it, it's just impressive looking.
Is that what you were doing the s'mores at Southern Roots?
Well, you know what, that might have been the 37 hemisphere.
Yeah,
so they look
same
the
shape.
same. It's just bigger. So the hemisphere is literally a half circle.
Yeah.
So the elliptical is more shallow.
Okay.
They both put off the heat. The steel gets so hot, it radiates heat like crazy. I would say advantages to the hemisphere would be like, you know, when we do weddings and such, we take a hemisphere, because if it's windy, you can keep the fire lower in a hemisphere and you're not going to have the wind taking that smoke all over. So there's that advantage. I would say the advantage to the elliptical is that you see more of the fire. Like we have a 36 elliptical, and I like to, it sits up higher. So when it's cold, I like to put my feet under it because you get that, put your feet right under there. And then I like to see the fire. So you see more in an elliptical.
And it's better to cook on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got more, I mean, in that deep bowl, unless you have the Santa Maria.
Yeah, right.
Then, you're going to be way up.
Exactly. Yeah.
From your meat.
Yep.
I'm with you. One of the things, and I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The two of you are crafting and creating a great product. Anybody can go down to Lowe's or Home Depot or Tractor Supply, and for $75, $125, they can buy a fire pit. But this is not that.
Not at
right. What Fire Pit Nights is offering is not what's being offered at Walmart. So, like, kind of talk to us about, what, because I just feel like this is in a whole different category of the fire pit. So talk to us about that. What separates you just from the run-of-the-mill, easily accessible fire pit? Yeah.
Yeah, we actually get a lot of customers who say, I got one at Lowe's and I had it for one season and the whole bottom rusted out. Like, our fire pits are minimum 3/16. Some are 3/16, some are 1/4 inch thick. And they use the same bowl. Like, if you imagine when you see a propane tank, something like that, the same thing, the two ends are the same thing as what we're using for a fire pit. So they're intended to last forever. So that 3/16 1/4 inch is never going to rust through. But the Lowe's and stuff, like, it's like almost a sheet.
It is. It's sheet metal. It's like, I don't know. It's probably like 16 gauge, which is, I can't remember, maybe 40 thousandths of an inch thick. It's very thin material. It's very cheap. It's very easy to produce, very cheap to produce. And it's intended to last maybe a year before it completely rusts through. These will last you, it's just getting back to more maybe the technicalities of the steel. It's sort of in line with Core 10, which is a U.S. Steel patented product, which creates that patina or rust. And once it starts to rust, it stops. So it does, it doesn't continue going through the rest of the steel. It's like on the chemical. Exactly. It's a weathering steel. Yeah. So it's intended not to continue the corrosion process through the steel. It'll stop. It'll look rusty. It'll give you the patina look, which I like, but it won't rust.
It's not just going to go to pieces.
No, it won't go to pieces. Absolutely. And they're durable. They look cool. To what you said earlier, when you get that steel hot, it radiates a lot of heat. Yeah. A lot of heat. Versus the other one, when you have steel that's, 50 thousandths thick, it doesn't
not so much.
A lot of heat. No.
Yeah.
No.
And like you said, you get enough good fires in there. Like, people, if you don't understand fire, and I understand it a little bit, but like, the majority of your heat is going to come from the nice bed of coals that you build.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And that is what's going to eat that thin steel on that fire pit that you bought from Home Depot.
Oh, yeah.
Or wherever else.
And it's, I'll say this,
but that's where you get your radiant heat from.
Yeah. I mean, Lowe's, Home Depot, it's cheap. I'll say it, but it's cheap.
Yeah.
Imported steel from
China.
Yep. That's what it is. So they produce it very cheaply. It's not a very high grade of steel, and it's going to corrode through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I was thinking this morning about the podcast tonight, and one of the more modern inventions that cropped up in the last few years was the solo stove, like the smokeless fire pit. And I've only I may have been around a solo or its counterpart once or twice. And I just feel like I've noticed, like, I think in my experience, yeah, you can still have a fire, but they don't put out the radiant heat.
Oh,
So, I mean, if you want to have a fire in summer and it's hot, you can still do it, but it's not going to be warm in the fall and the winter for you.
I think they look hideous too, to be honest with you. I just, they're just ugly looking.
Tell us how you really
They're
feel,
made
Dan.
in the U.S. I mean, I can't remember which one, Brio or Steel. They're made in the U.S. One of them is, one of them's imported. I can't remember which one. But they say they're smokeless. They're not smokeless. The key to being like minimizing smoke is burning dry wood.
Correct.
Period. I mean, you burn wet wood, wood that's not seasoned. I don't care how you burn it; it's going to smoke.
Yes.
Right.
See, all right, let's dive into another area of debate here. I've never understood why people see the need, if you're not using like a full-on offset firebox smoker, but you have a smaller setup and you're using wood chips, and people tell you to soak your wood chips, and I'm like, why would you do that? Do you understand, in order to burn wood, you have to get rid of all moisture?
Yeah.
Your wood's not going to burn. So if you soak your wood chips and you put them in the smoker, you're not extending the life of the wood. Oh, you're creating steam.
Mm-hmm.
You're not creating smoke. And you're not going to get any smoke out of those wood chips until all of the water is gone.
Right.
It's a wasted step. That's just my 2 cents.
I know. I agree. I think the intent behind that is to slow down the burning process. Because if you burn chips that are super dry, or if you buy wood, for example,
Yeah.
They sell it at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. I mean, everybody sells it now, but it's super dry.
Yeah.
Super dry, and it burns real quick.
Yep.
I'd rather have a little bit of moisture in it to where it smokes a little bit, but it doesn't burn as quick. Just my preference.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking on that. It may not. Is it like it may take it? It may take it. It's going to take it longer to burn because it's got to get rid of the moisture.
Right. Exactly.
But the burn rate's going to be the same, more or less, because once it's dry, then it's going to burn, as if you would put it in
water
dry.
Yeah.
But you're the engineer, not me.
No, I've cooked a lot over the years.
Yeah.
And, I've used store-bought wood.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, it's fine as long as it's a hardwood, oak, hickory. Cherry,
Yeah.
it's fine. But it tends to burn really quick. So if you're in the need for, and I'm not giving myself the business, we don't even advertise for the wood. We offer it to the people who buy fire pits off of us. But I would prefer to buy it off of an individual that has cut it and split it versus the store.
Yeah.
I know it's convenient at the store, but it's what, $8 for a little.
Yeah, no, you're getting taken to the bank at the store.
You're getting ripped off.
And it's not even really good wood.
No.
You're not buying. If you go to anywhere that sells, if you go to, I'll just say it because I don't care. But if you go to Publix and you walk in, or on your way out, you let the cashier know you want 2 things of wood, you're not buying seasoned red oak.
It's coming from out west. It's beech. It's some stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you don't even want to cook on because it'll be.
No, I would never cook on that.
No.
I'm just saying, like, and again, there's nothing wrong with burning beech wood, but if you're gonna, because I mean, whatever wood it is, if it's dry, you can have a nice fire with it. But if you want to have, in my opinion, if you want to have a primo fire, a nice American hardwood and oak, hickory, and especially if you're going to do some cooking, don't use that.
No,
not at all.
No, find somebody that sells it, locally, and that's the best bet.
Yeah, 100%. Whenever Helene came through, last fall, I did take my chainsaw out because in between my street and the street behind us, they built a They built a little dog park and a playground, and they left a wooded area, and several big oak trees came down. So I took my chainsaw, cut it up, took my weighted axe, split it up, stacked it on a pallet, and that's sitting under a blue tarp right now, just kind of drying out.
That's
So
another one of those manly tasks, right? So
mhm.
I got 4 chainsaws.
Mm.
I bought her a chainsaw for Mother's Day last
That's the
year,
best
right?
Mother's Day gift I've ever heard of in my life.
She loves the chainsaw. You know, it's not as heavy.
Yeah.
Something she can handle.
What'd you buy, like a 14-inch bar?
14-inch bar. It's professional grade. It's light. She loves running it. I got a couple of really big saws. But yeah, it's just like, and the one thing I told her, because I mean, you can really get hurt with a chainsaw. I mean, you can.
Oh yeah.
You can damage some stuff real quick. But one thing I told her, when you're running that saw and you start to feel tired, your arms start to feel tired, just stop.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have an issue. You're gonna have an accident. I cut my knee. It's probably been 10 years ago. You know, I wanted to finish a job all day long. My arms were tired. Not dropped, but the saw came down, cut my knee, went to the hospital. She's like, "We got a chainsaw victim." You know, it wasn't that bad. I think it was 8 stitches or something like that. But
there wasn't like any significant damage. It was just flesh wound.
It wasn't, but you know, I had to get stitches and
yeah.
And but again, it kind of goes back to the whole, I was tired and I should have stopped probably an hour before I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been running a chainsaw my whole life.
Yeah, well, when you grow up in Ohio and there's serious winter and you're splitting, you're taking down wood, you're splitting, you're heating your house with it, then yeah, I expect a guy like you knows how to run a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's another one of those therapeutic things, right?
Yeah.
Fired up, 2-stroke running, smell the fumes.
So good.
It's so good.
It's
you know why you're doing it, right? You're gonna burn it later down the road.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, this was 21, Thanksgiving 21, a hurricane had just come through. I don't remember which one it was, in Texas and Louisiana. And at the time, my mom and dad were still living in Louisiana, and they have 18 acres out there between him and his sister. And there were so many big trees down. So, and honestly, it makes me sad to see. Like, if you love nature, and I love nature, I don't love it like to a crazy wild extent, but there's something special about the big trees.
Oh yeah,
you know, and just to see all that oak and cedar, because they have a lot of big cedar trees. Yeah. Just to see it down, and we were just out there with chainsaws and just cutting up. I don't know how many joules of energy we burnt, because we would start a fire and then we would get it going, and we're throwing big pieces of oak on there, and it was enormous.
You know, the biggest tree on our property came down on the house in the front, and we just got the house repaired last week since September. But it was a beautiful oak. It was tall, straight. Storm was over.
Thank you.
She was in the bathroom. I was over here. The whole house just shook.
You were in the house when it landed on it?
Oh, it was loud. And yeah, it did a fair amount of damage to the house.
Yeah.
Poked holes in the roof, ripped the siding off, screens. But I would say, and she just finished this job today, the water damage was incredible. Incredible. I mean, it's crazy. These trees back here, these smaller trees, the wind was blowing from my right to left. They were like this. We have a cleanup. Her brothers are coming down from Pennsylvania here in a couple of weeks, but I would swear a tornado went through over here. Mm-hmm. Basically took every tree down in my mother-in-law's backyard.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
While you were out, I determined that your husband gets like I don't know if it's like championship husband title, husband of the year, whatever, because I've never heard of, I'm sure it's happened, but I've never heard of any man giving his wife a chainsaw for Mother's Day. That's just freaking awesome.
Those have been, I've gotten a knife, I've gotten a rake, I've gotten, what are the paint putty knives, the chainsaw, loppers, Those are my gifts. But I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I would take that any day over like a ring or an outfit or whatever. Like, I love that stuff. I love, like, when he said today, like, that big ass rock bed, like, I knew that was going to be a nightmare, which is why it took me till now to do it. But as miserable as it is when I'm doing it, like, I love like hard labor.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a sense of accomplishment. You know, you spend time doing something, and you can see the results of your efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
I mean,
right.
seriously, like when I'm at work all day, I'm on a computer, and you don't. I'd say the most frustrating part of that job is you don't see like results of what you just spent your day doing.
Yeah.
Right, visually, I should say.
Yeah, so I mean, and of course, I don't know exactly what your job as an engineer looks like. Like, are you, are you drawing plans, drawing schematics?
Manufacturing,
Okay.
You know, productivity, efficiency, equipment, downtime.
Yeah, so you don't really see, I mean, obviously what you do is important. There's a process to it, but it's not like you do, bam, and then here's a finished product.
And you could see, okay, what I just did looks good,
Yeah.
right?
So with that labor,
It's
with
rewarding.
exactly.
It is.
Yeah.
Even it's like cutting the grass, right? You cut the grass.
But there's a
It
product.
looks like crap, you know. It's all high. You got weeds. You cut the grass. It looks pretty damn good. Yeah, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I just spent an hour cutting the grass, and it looks good.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Let me get back to Fire Pit Nights for a minute. So you obviously have it really well dialed in as far as the products that you put out and that are available for purchase. Do y'all do custom orders? Like if somebody wants something special?
Oh,
something...
I love that kind of stuff.
We did a witch cauldron.
Oh, you did a what? A witch cauldron?
Witch cauldron. Yep. Some
Eye of Newt.
She claimed she was. I don't know if she claimed.
Well, no, she
lick.
didn't say anything at first. All she said was she asked if we could make one of our fire pits, but she wanted it tall, like the legs she wanted like 3 feet long. And I was like, oh, well, you know, we can. We just have to kind of watch, you know, the stability of it, whatever. Well, then when they came to pick it up, like we were talking about, like, why would she want it this tall? When she came, she had on a shirt that said something like I do witch shit or something like that. And I was like, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
so I don't know if she was.
She said that she knew someone who every morning went out to her cauldron and she started a fire and she did whatever. And she thought that was the most fabulous thing.
Ritual.
She wanted one of her own.
So y'all just basically, but you made a taller fire pit. I mean, you didn't make like the bell shape, like cauldron kind of thing.
Yeah. So that wasn't anything too crazy, but of course, anything decorative, like the signage stuff. But we've also like Randy, there's a guy who lives up in Cleveland, beautiful property and home, but he built a fire pit out of stone, like natural stone that he had found on the property. It was
cool looking. Yep.
Yeah. And he wanted a grill rack that was 2 levels, and he wanted the edges rounded and the top was smaller because that was going to be like a warming area. And so I had to like bend the metal to like a certain circumference, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was like, yeah, I could do it. So I just figured it out as I went along. But man, like it just like, and then it's like you don't know, because it had to fit perfectly. So of course I went and measured, but you don't know until that moment you go out and like we set it in and it fit perfectly, and it was like part release.
That was like
that's the sometimes you get the pucker feeling.
Yeah.
No, you lay it out, get the dimensions. You know, I was doing some handrails for some woman up in Asheville. I spent a lot of time on these things, you know, and they came out looking really nice. But again, I'm driving up there to deliver them. I'm like, God, if these things don't work out, I just spent hours and hours and hours putting this together. When you put it in place and it fits, you're like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. No, that's a big feeling.
That angle, like, I mean, if he would have been just the tiniest bit off on that angle, I mean, it was quite a span. It was a long railing.
And it wasn't.
It just like,
It was an old house, so a lot of the steps, like the rise and runs, were not all the same. So it was just very customized.
Mhm. You know, I'm looking at your right here. I'm looking at your grilling rack that is constructed to sit inside the pit.
oh yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, which if that's like, if you have that, if you have a pit and you want that as an option, but that's just like a great makeshift grill if you need it.
Yeah.
Just build a fire right under it.
Yeah, no,
Right. You
exactly
can put
right.
that anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when we go camping sometimes and they don't, that like some of the campgrounds will have just a circle of rocks, you know,
Right.
like legit, that's it. So like that, you know, if you had that situation at home.
We always
Yeah.
take one with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Are those obviously those bars on the side are to be able to
To
sit
fix
it down in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are they fixed or they come out?
No, they're fixed.
They're fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, and so is your focus what's the future look like for fire? Yeah.
Just, I mean, as it comes, like we've have to like, you know, shift and pivot and, you know, even the rental sales thing, but even product stuff, like someone will say like, well, do you do this? And maybe we didn't used to, but you know what? That's a great idea. So now we do. And that's how some of our things have come to be. Like, we didn't have like the burger presses and the griddle plates, and we didn't have that, but it's like everybody's all about the smash burgers now.
Oh, I could smash a smash burger right now.
For the first time, I've never made a smash burger in my life. So I tried it the other day.
Yeah.
And I didn't smash them thin enough.
No, he didn't.
Because I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
Right. So I did look on YouTube afterwards, and yeah, I did make a mistake by not going thinner.
That's
But
what Logan said.
But
like,
they still came
have
out
to be
really
super
good.
No, I bet they were good. That's the whole thing with the smash burger. It's got to be thin. You get that crispy edge on the outside. But again, one of the things on your website, you've got the burger press.
Yeah.
So you can really just lean into that.
Oh yeah.
Put the elbow grease into it.
That was what did you make? Was it the spatula?
The spatulas. Dude, I made
contest.
I made these spatulas. I use it every day when I cook. It's 3/8" round stock. I got a customized handle on it, and it's about, I don't know, it's probably at least
like 2.5.
2.5, 3 foot.
A 3-foot long spatula.
It is awesome because you could stay away from the fire. You could flip your meat around, not have to get close to it. I could sit on the chair and flip it around. But
sit in your chair,
dude,
and reach out 3 feet out, flip your burger.
I take it out every time I go.
Yes.
I love it. And then you can clean it because it's made out of like 12-gauge steel.
Yeah.
I bent it, welded it on there. It's awesome. And I'm shocked that in some more.
No.
I'm
They
shocked.
didn't sell. So I think it was not this past year, but the year prior at the Home and Garden Show, I made burger presses and he made spatulas, and we're like, all right, let's see what sells.
Burger
I
press.
think the burger
They
presses
did.
sold out.
I don't think I saw.
I don't even sell it.
I'm like, dude, this is like,
Spatulas.
if you would have tried it.
It is really nice, but I don't know, for whatever reason. So we actually took it off the website. So if anyone wants a spatula,
All right.
one.
Matt is up and he is headed. He's going to fetch the 3-footer.
He's totally going to show you.
Yeah, I want to see this boss right here. Oh, I see what he's saying. I was imagining like a 3-foot long, like.
Oh, is that it? I thought it was longer.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're in trouble.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
You're gonna
take off like a limb.
yeah, you're gonna be in serious trouble if you try and step at me and I've got this in my hand. But yeah, man, this is I can see how you can just sit in your chair, reach out, flip your burger.
Is that the bomb or what? That thing will last generations.
That's pretty slick. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, and you've got a nice,
It's got a nice edge on there.
yeah, you do. You've even got a little, is that yeah, you've got a slight bevel.
A little bit,
Here on the front.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is not going to, your great grandkids will have this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Seriously, this, like, 500 years from now, this is,
They'll have that
this is
structure.
going to be around in some museum somewhere.
But for $40, man, wouldn't you pay $40 for that?
I'd pay $40 for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That's legit, man.
Yeah.
That's a nice piece of
Could be,
work.
it could be a weapon too, right?
No, it is. It pulls double duty.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be a weapon. It can be a disciplinary tool if you have young children. Yeah, all this stuff. So one thing I want to ask you about, we've talked about it a little bit, that we've got this weathering steel that you're using for your fire pits. So you're going to develop a patina, but it's not going to continue to rust, and rust out on you. Like, these things are going to last longer than you are.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
are.
So you've also got in your website, you've got a high heat Rust-Oleum paint coating. But if somebody is going to pick up a fire pit from you, how should they care for it?
There's really not much.
No.
Just start a fire in it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, they all have a 1/2-inch hole at the bottom for drainage. They burn so hot that you have very little ash left at the end of a fire. But what you don't want is ash left with rain in there.
Like what I've got
Yeah,
in my
that's
piece
bad.
of crap.
Right.
But it's a piece of crap
So you're
anyway.
gonna have a hole.
A big hole, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's some kind of chemical. It's like, is it lime? What is it?
It is.
Yeah.
With
There's
the ash,
it's
the
corrosive.
rain. Yeah.
instead of lasting 40 years, it might last 25 years. So, I mean, and that's why I think it's important to put a lid on it. It
Yeah.
keeps the rain out. And it's easier to clean out. It's cleaner. So I would recommend a lid.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been burning in mine now for probably 3 years, probably 3 or 4 times a week. It's like day one.
Yeah. Like, we have a lid in it. We never use it. Like, we have it and it's sitting
We
on a
should.
stand. I made a stand. That
You
was-
just put it on there when you know rain's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We should put it on. We don't. But, you know, having said that, it's fine. But there's really nothing. And the high temp paint is something typically, and very rarely someone might want it on the lid, because the lid will patina, just like the pit, of course. Sometimes people like to use the fire pit as like a table when they're not
Oh, yeah.
fires, you know? So if that is you, maybe you would want to use that high temp paint so you don't have the patina on there. But I mean, I think
I like the patina.
if
I
we
do.
have,
Most
yeah,
people
I
do.
think if we have sold 50 lids, I bet I've used that paint on 3 of them. People usually don't want it. It's an option, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
And you got to keep it up too. I mean, paint doesn't last forever. It
Yeah.
scratches, and I think over time it starts to look like crap, you know, especially if it's in the sun. And
Yeah. Which, if you had just left it natural,
yeah,
you wouldn't have to worry
Yeah.
about it.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you. I prefer
Yeah.
the natural.
Yeah, I'm down with it. So at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that I am a realtor. I am a real estate agent with Sedan Joyner locally here. I'm also a member of Nexus Group. And if you are looking to buy or sell in upstate South Carolina, because at the current moment in time, everybody is. It seems like the entire country is moving to South
Right.
Carolina. People are moving here in droves. Maybe you want to capitalize on the great need for housing and sell your home for top dollar. Maybe you're looking to get in and buy a home or an investment and capture the equity that's coming in the next 10 years. But I am here to help you do that. It is my aim as your local real estate expert to get you the best deal in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of disturbance to your personal life. I offer a personalized experience, paying great attention to your needs, a service-oriented mindset, expert market analysis, and proven results. From downtown condos to spacious family homes, I'll guide you every step of the way. You can call me today for a no-obligation consultation at 864-207-2316 or visit my website, Chris Strother, that's STROTHER, chrisstrother.cdanjoiner.com.
So let me ask you something, Chris.
Let's do it.
So why do so many people want to move here?
Because of Greenville Fire Pit Nights, man.
Good answer.
No, well, look, I think a lot of people want to move here for a number of reasons. One of them being this is a very beautifully situated part of the country. And it depending on your view of a long drive, but in 3.5 hours, you can be at the beach. In 30 minutes, you can be on Lake Kiwi or Lake Hartwell. You know, a little bit longer or something similar, you can be in the Blue Ridge Mountains. 2 hours, you can be in Atlanta. You can catch some ball games. 2 hours, you can be in Charlotte. If you want to make a little bit of a farther drive, you can go to Nashville. You know, if you want to make a long trip, but still, it's doable by car. I mean, 8 hours, depending on where you want to go, you're in Florida.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've got a beautiful geographic position right here. You've also got the fact, I think, that South Carolina is it's a citizen-friendly state, and by that I mean COVID revealed a lot to people and about the restrictions of government and their freedoms. I meet so many people I meet in this area that are here from California. They're from New York. They're from New Jersey. They were just tired of the crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're coming to a place like this that offers them more personal liberty and not so much crazy. They're coming for lower taxes. They're coming where their dollar goes farther. They're getting out of, like when I lived in Southern California, in a 30-minute radius, there's 500,000 people. And so it's just like people, and I understand, and I've said this before in my podcast, so listeners bear with me. Everything is relative. People complain about traffic on Lawrence Road or wherever. Mm-hmm. There's no traffic here. Go to Southern California, and then we can talk about traffic. And I get it, though. Like, people who are native here, they were born here, they grew up here. Okay, to them, there's traffic. Yeah. I understand that. But in the big scheme of things, driving on the 91 freeway in Southern California, which is a 5-lane freeway that at 3 o'clock turns into a legitimate parking lot, like, you're crawling, you're idling down the freeway of 5 lanes. That's traffic. You know, so people are getting out of congestion, and on the other side of that coin, like if you want to move to small town USA, that's great, but if you move there, it's no longer small town USA. You get it. So, but people are moving here for the outdoor opportunities, the things that are attractive, like the lakes, the mountains, not too far from the beach, the music, the lower taxes, the fact that your dollar goes farther, you have less government breathing down your neck, so to speak. It's always breathing down your neck, depending on your point of view. Depending on my point of view is that it is. You know, y'all have lived here. You came from Ohio in 2011, and you came from the north into the Bible Belt and just that Southern hospitality, which is its own thing. Like, I don't know. Y'all can speak to it because I grew up in Southeast Texas. So, and some people consider Texas South. Some people in like deep South consider Texas Midwest. I can speak as a Texan. It's its own thing, man. It's not any of those. Texas is its own unique place, but it does have that Southern friendly, hospitable. But so y'all can speak to that whole, just where you actually talk to your neighbors and you know who they are. I don't know if it was that way in Ohio Okay, it's not that way in Southern California either. I have no idea who my neighbors were. You don't
Yeah.
meet those people.
That both my mom and I said, like, when we moved here, we were like, everybody is so nice.
Yeah, they actually ask you how you're doing
And like,
or say hey.
like in Ohio, if I were in a lane and I wanted to switch to the other lane, like they're not letting you in. Whether you signal or you don't signal, they're not letting you in. Like, they're just so nice here. Here's a perfect example.
Yeah.
I remember being in Carline, and which that was a whole new thing for me because nobody's kids.
Everybody in Ohio took the bus.
Yeah, you ride the bus. It's character building.
Oh, you're talking about dropping off your kid at school.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure what Carline was. Okay.
I'm in Carline, and two people in front of me, one rear ends the other, and I was like, oh. So they get out and they're talking. Next thing I know, they're hugging. They get back. So I had talked to a friend who our school system had changed, and now they have like there's one elementary, one middle, one high, whatever. So Carline, somebody got out of the car and was like MFing the principal, like people are literally running into each other in my car lot and hugging. And over there, they're MFing the principal in the car line.
Yeah.
It's just completely different. People are so kind here and friendly. We both noticed it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I understand what you're saying. Living almost 20 years in Southern California, you have to be an aggressive driver, right? That's what you have to be
to survive, right?
Yeah,
to get where you're going,
right. Either that, or if you're not an aggressive driver, you're gonna miss your exit. You just are. You're gonna miss your exit. You're not gonna be able to change lanes, But here, like you said, people for the most part they'll slow down. They'll let you. Like I slowed down and let a lady in today.
Yeah.
She was trying to come over. I didn't have to, but
you've acclimated.
Well, but California is not home. Let me make that clear. I mean, I was born and I never claimed California. That's right. I never claimed California as home. It's a place that I sojourned for 20 years. So
it's probably been a year ago, but I read an article. It was on Yahoo News, and there was a woman who lived in California who had a business. She was a realtor. And her business was around finding homes for folks in California to move to Greenville, South Carolina, which I thought, and her business was booming.
Absolutely.
So she lived in California, but she went back and forth between California and Greenville.
No doubt.
And that's all she did. She found homes for people in California who wanted to move to Greenville.
Absolutely. If she can do that, I mean, man, that's a great idea. Maybe I should start flying to California and talking to people. I mean, honestly, if I could fly to California and New York and Jersey and, Milwaukee, Wisconsin and Ohio or wherever and take with me a list of 50 houses and just talk to people, I could probably just make a killing.
Like half the people here aren't from Greenville.
No, they're not.
No, it's like,
No.
So true.
I work in a professional environment for the most part, but Ohio, the Midwest, Pennsylvania, New York, Michigan, New Jersey, and then you got Florida, which is a big one now. We met a lot of people from Florida with our business. We meet a lot of people from Florida coming up.
I know that's an interesting thing to me. I don't understand why people come from Florida up to South Carolina.
Insurance.
Yeah.
From what we
Cost
right.
They're getting insurance drops.
Killer.
Yeah.
You either spend $100,000 to upgrade your home to where it needs to be to protect it against a hurricane, or we're dropping your insurance. I mean, that's what we've heard from a few people.
That makes sense. Yeah. So how long did it take you to acclimate to the Southern way of life coming from Ohio?
How long? I love it. I love it. I do. Like,
you're Southern in heart.
I just love it. Yeah.
I think for me, people are nicer.
Yeah.
But for us, with our lifestyle, you can do stuff outside all year round. So we do a lot of cycling, hiking, camping. But in Ohio, you basically put your life on hold from November to April. I mean, because it snows every April up in Ohio, and it's, it's like you get cabin fever. You sit in the house. There's nothing to do. I mean, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
For us, I mean, some people it's fine if if you're
go out and build a snowman. You can only do that so many times.
Yeah. If you're the type of person that likes to go out to eat, 5 nights a week and kill time by watching movies or TV and sitting in your house, and it's great. But not for us.
I hear you. All right, man. Well, look, we're gonna flip. We're gonna wrap up this episode here, and we're gonna go back to where I normally start the podcast, which is with cigars. We just totally did everything backwards today. I was smoking, let's see here, let me get up to it. I was smoking the La Aurora Corojo. That is a Dominican Republic Corojo wrapper, a Ecuadorian Sumatra binder, and filler from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. Now, I wasn't sure what you were going to smoke, so I didn't put anything in the notes, but you took the Buffalo Ten by Artista.
You know what? I haven't smoked a lot of cigars in my life, but you can see I've smoked pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good.
It's a good smoke, man.
It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, good recommendation on this. And it's like, good taste.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I met the people from Artista in Las Vegas at the end of January, and they've been super kind to me, and they have some really good cigars, man, and that's one of them. That cigar is kind of like a medium flavor profile, but it's pretty smooth. It's not you're like right now you're drinking a Corona Light. Did you have a Michelob Ultra earlier when I first came in?
Yeah.
Like you generally do whatever you want to do as far as mixing and matching things. But the conventional wisdom on cigars is basically like, if I'm going to have a glass of red wine, I'm not going to smoke a really light cigar, right? Yeah, because this is so bold, I'm not even going to be able to taste what I'm smoking.
Yeah.
But I just feel like either with a Corona Light or the Michelob Ultra, that even though that's a medium smoke, it's so smooth and just relaxed that you can still enjoy the cigar and the beverage at the same time.
It was good. I enjoyed it. Good recommendation.
So you said cigars for you are just kind of a one-off.
Yeah, I smoke a couple a year, for like at a wedding. I've smoked some cigars if they were available, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was good. Back in years and years ago, I mean, buying a pack of Swisher Sweets, that was sort of the going out fishing with the friends. They'd have a pack of Swisher Sweets,
sure,
with the plastic tip.
You see those all over like parking lots, just the plastic tip, the like gas station parking lot. There's one. I remember seeing those as a kid everywhere.
I told you my dad, he passed away last year at the age of 95. And he smoked.
He had a long life.
He smoked. He picked up smoking. He served in the Korean War, and I think that's where
my grandfather also.
Yeah. So he served in the war, but I think that's where he picked up the cigar, because there were some old pictures of him that we have of him with a cigar, in his military attire, But
that's such a picture of just masculinity.
Yes.
Yeah.
A soldier in uniform smoking a cigar.
Yeah. Black and white picture, and I remember every Father's Day. Getting a little choked up here. But,
that's okay, man.
But my mom would take me to the store, to buy a box of cigars for my dad.
That's beautiful.
And it was always the King Edwards, the 50 pack.
Yeah.
It had a little nail in it, and you open it up. But I remember him, he always had a box of King Edwards or the RG Duns.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he saved the boxes to put whatever, tools, nuts, screws, whatever.
Yeah.
And I have some of those boxes.
Yeah, you were showing me one before the
Like 50 years
before the
old, you know?
podcast. No, that's
But
special.
yeah, he always had a cigar in his mouth.
I have an uncle on my mom's side who served in Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's correct. He served in Vietnam. And I grew up in a household. My parents didn't smoke. They didn't drink. I'm sure they were against smoking cigarettes. They weren't necessarily against alcohol. They just didn't.
Yeah.
Just wasn't who they were, which is fine. But my uncle, I always remember him having a cigar, and I can remember just being over at my aunt and uncle's house and seeing the boxes of the King Edwards.
Oh, yeah. And you're able
Yeah.
to get them everywhere. I think even the, I think we went to the drugstore to get them. They had boxes of cigars in the drugstore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your dad, smoking the King Edwards, always had a box, but you didn't pick up on the cigar life from your dad.
No, he quit probably. He had a bypass surgery, I don't know, in his 60s, and that was the end of his
Yeah.
it probably wasn't the best thing to do with his.
Well, nicotine is a vasoconstrictor.
Yeah.
So, it tightens the vessels, which raises the BP.
Yeah. But yeah, a pack of matches. It wasn't, these little.
Yeah, what the torch lighter was like the paper matches.
Yeah,
fold over.
matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, I haven't seen a book of matches like that in forever.
You see those in just an antique store downtown.
Those are like collector's items.
Yeah, I mean, like looking at them, because that's how people advertised back in the day, was on the pack of matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff.
No, there's some really cool stuff. There's some collector's items now. And of course, like as a cigar smoker, 99% of the time I'm using a torch lighter, mostly because like there's several different ways you can light a cigar, right? I mean, if I wanted to, I could light it off this candle. Now, I wouldn't recommend it because I don't want my cigar to taste like pumpkin whatever. You know what I mean? But if it's the only source of fire and I've got a cigar, then that's going to do, you can light it off. If you've got a gas range, you can light it off that. You can use this torch lighter, but long stem matches are like a kind of like the classy choice.
Yeah.
If you've got that environment, although 99% of the time I'm using a torch lighter because I'm outdoors, which means trying to light a cigar with matches outside and that soft flame is just dancing everywhere. It makes it difficult. But if I'm indoors and the flame is a little more stable, long stem matches are just,
classic, right?
it's the classy way to do it,
Yeah.
And so, I don't really tell, I'm not the kind of guy when it comes to cigar smoking and how you smoke it or how you light it. I'm not really the guy that's going to be like, you're doing that wrong. My opinion is there's good, better, and best. There's good ways, better ways, and best ways to do it, in my opinion. But most of the time, the circumstances under which I am going to light or smoke this cigar is going to dictate my methods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I have an Uncle Frank who lives up in Cleveland. My era is his brother, my mother's brother. But we always went on these hunting trips every year in Southern Ohio, deer hunting trips,
Yeah.
He always had, I always remember him by a cigar too. He always had I don't know if you ever heard of White Owl cigars. No.
Oh, yeah. I think you can find those in like gas stations and,
That's probably.
and like, grocery stores. And, it's like they come in just a single.
I don't know
like
how
a
they
pack,
came.
yeah.
He always had a White Owl.
Huh. Now, I don't know anything about them.
No, I don't. I'm sure they're.
Now, like I said, I opted for the La Aurora Corojo, which is a bit of a spicier tobacco, and I'm about down to the nub on this, and it's been really good. Now, we offered you, I say we, and by we I mean I offered you some cigars. We had some cappuccino, we had some vanilla, we had some rum infused cigars, and we had a couple other things, but you decided not interested. Not interested, but just it's okay.
I just don't know. Like I'm not a smoker of anything.
Yeah.
So I don't imagine. I mean, I probably like this probably would have legit been my time to try.
Yeah. If I'd have had it, I gave the last one I had away just yesterday. I had one hazelnut cigarillo. So it's literally a cigarette sized cigar,
Yeah.
which might have been more up your alley. It's not like
My thing.
it's not like an investment of something this size. You feel like, okay, I'm going to try it. And then, 3 puffs in, this isn't for me. And now you feel like you've wasted somebody's cigar.
Yeah.
Versus if you had, just something that's the size of a cigarette, but it's a cigar.
I will have to say, when we were at Southern Roots, that was a pretty cool setup you had.
Oh, thank you, sir.
With the teardrop.
I
noticed a lot of people.
I was a busy man.
You look very busy, right? So, beer, meat, cigar,
bourbon. I mean, there was beer, there was bourbon, there was wine, there was all the meats, there's cigars. Yeah. I was a busy man that day.
I noticed that.
For which I was grateful.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, look, this has been, I don't really have any other questions for you. I don't know if there's something I missed that you want to cover, but if not, we can kind of call it a night and wrap it up.
Thanks for coming out. We had a great time talking to you, and it was interesting.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your willingness to come on the podcast. One of the things that I always do at the end of the podcast on the show wrap is usually just ask my guests for a few recommendations. People, now that you get an idea of what the show is about, the promotion of local entrepreneurs and entertainers and business professionals, and the promotion of those people to our community, who are some people that that you think would be good for me to ask to come on the show?
I actually loved your suggestion of Jeff Rhyme.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Like, I think he would just be a cool guy to talk to.
I agree. I don't know if you know his background, but we were talking to him. Wasn't this time, it was the last time around. He gave us and this is interesting to me because it kind of goes with meat and cooking.
Of course.
But he was a professional chef, I believe.
Yep.
And he was actually
Charleston.
He was actually working on different types of sauces for Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that how Red Clay was born?
He was.
Well, they did buy something.
They were doing some type of pilot, but he was, in terms of spices and sauces and things like that,
he's the champ.
He knew his stuff. Oh yeah. He actually gave us a kit. Remember that 2 years ago? He gave us a kit of all these different sauces.
Yep.
They were really good. And it was his own, I wouldn't say design, but his concoction of different spices. But he knew his stuff, and the stuff he gave us was really good.
Yeah. Well, in the words of Sweet Baby Ray's, the sauce is the boss.
Yeah, he was.
I love Sweet Baby Ray's, but it's just all sugar,
Yeah, but he just this whole experience with the Charleston cooking scene and what he was trying to do with the whole Chick-fil-A experimentation, and he was interesting.
No, he would be a great interview to sit down and talk about the culinary world, but also obviously we're going to get on iDefine.
Oh yeah,
and Cleefstra and everything else that they're supporting.
Yeah, he's just.
Yeah. I agree. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm. I might be curious to reach out to Zen Rabbit Yoga.
Oh, Abby. Awesome. If you do, you got to include her husband.
Okay.
Jose would partake in a
cigar.
Yeah.
They call him the mayor up at the community tap TR.
Okay.
He's always up there. Yeah. They're just super cool.
He's got an old VW Bug that his daily driver. It's an old convertible.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
He's very cool.
He's one who, like, he said to me once, he's like, I figure, like, if someone else can figure out how to do it, so can I.
Yeah.
So there's anything he doesn't know how to do, he figures out how to do it and he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like Abby used to teach, like she would do, I don't know if it was her, it was called Bendy Birds. I don't know. She used to go to like breweries and teach yoga. And then she taught at different studios, I believe. And then she opened her own studio in TR on Main Street. And I mean, like when I go, like there are sometimes it just sells out. She's awesome. She'll go to Camperdown and she'll have 200 people at that Camperdown Plaza for yoga on Monday nights.
Wow.
They're just a super cool couple.
Yeah.
They're just really cool.
Nice. Well, that's how I grow my podcast. It's just either people that number one, either I already know or want to interview,
Yeah.
and then just off of the recommendation of my guests, because people like you who have started a business and do all kinds of events, you just meet people, and business owners know business owners, and then I wind up meeting all kinds of cool and interesting people that will make for a great episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Well, I appreciate Matt and Amy. Thank you for your hospitality and having me to your house, and for offering me bourbon, and for just talking to me about your life and Greenville Fire Pit nights. And this is just, I think I've had a great time. It's been fun.
Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, look, if you are in need of my services as a realtor or with the Cigar Box, you can get me directly at 864-207-2316. You can visit mobilecigarbbox.com to check me out and learn more about the business there. And if you'd like to set up a collaboration with me as a real estate professional, you can email me at cstrother@cdanjoiner.com. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I appreciate it. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it on your socials, share it with the world, because Sunday afternoon smokes is pretty sweet. We will talk to you very soon. Have a good one.